Okay, this module goes over management, leadership, and ethics, and we're going to start with management. Management is a critical role for any professional who wants to get involved in making the decisions and making the policy for their agencies. So we'll go over some of the various pieces of this. Understand, very importantly, that there are entire degrees, entire programs that you can get in management, and even in things like leadership and management ethics. So what you're getting right here is the basics, what you need to do this as you move up in your organization. And again, many of you will do this. So let's begin. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these critical aspects of organizational practice: leadership, what makes a good leader, and then there will be a couple of other uh, videos that will look at the ethics, the leadership, and all of the challenges of management as we go through this. So what is management? Most simply, management is the act or skill of controlling and making decisions. It's connected to administration, which is the skill of carrying out the decisions, and leadership, facilitating the actions of others. Management involves the utilization of human and other resources, such as machinery, in a manner that best achieves the firm's plans and objectives. So in other words, as the manager, what you're doing is you're controlling the organization. You are making sure that the organization moves in the direction that it has decided, or you have decided, if you're an administrator, that to make the final decisions on. So why is management important? Organizations are complex with many dimensions. To have the organization achieve its desired outcomes, someone needs to watch over the process, to administer and to lead. So that's you. There are many surveys which have looked at management and long-term vision as the two most important characteristics of goal attainment in the organization. So if you want to achieve what you want to achieve, you need somebody to lead, to manage what's going on, because organizations are, I don't want to say they're organic entities, but they're entities with many, many moving parts. And somebody needs to coordinate all that. So the activities of a manager include planning, which means the preparation of the firm for future business conditions, or in our case, social service conditions; organizing, the organization of employees and other resources in a manner that's consistent with the firm's goals. So in other words, you want to make sure that the people and the resources are focused where they need to be focused. And leading, the process of providing employees with instructions on how they should complete their tasks. And finally, controlling, you want to monitor and you want to evaluate what's going on. Management skills. There are many, many, many kinds of skills that a manager needs. And these are the things that we hopefully will assist you in developing. Conceptual skills, the ability to understand the relationship among the various tasks of the organization. Interpersonal skills, the skills necessary to communicate with customers and employees. Technical skills, skills used to perform specific day-to-day tasks. And decision-making skills. Now, we as social workers are usually pretty good. The interpersonal skills, we're usually pretty good with a lot of the technical skills. It's the conceptual skills and the decision-making skills that are the ones that we need to work on a little bit. That's sort of my experience with people who are particularly clinicians who are moving into management roles. Now, management is a role in the organization. It's a skill, and there are different levels of managers with different levels of authority. Commonly, these levels include top management, such as CEOs or administrators for the organization; middle managers, the people such as department heads who are responsible for your short-term decisions and coordinating resources in your units, if you will; and then supervisory management, managers who are usually involved with employees and assist them in their day-to-day operations. Different responsibilities at these different levels. For top management, it sets plans, communicates those plans to managers. For middle managers, determine how many employees to hire, how to organize the workflow, how to obtain funds. And then supervisory managers provide job assignments to new employees who are hired. They set schedules and they overview, they watch things as they happen. The relationship of role to task. The following slide shows how management levels and tasks interface with one another. So among administrators, top-level managers are largely in charge of planning, as we mentioned. They make the strategic long-term plans. They organize. Organizing takes place among middle managers primarily, and leading takes place at all levels, if you will, particularly among supervisors. Controlling takes place among all three levels. Top management assess the expenses and sales, or activities, if you will. Controlling, middle management determine whether the activities are efficient. And controlling, they monitor to make sure that people take care of their tasks effectively. Now, there are many different types of management styles. Management styles are how you organize your thinking and your action in order to carry out the work. There are three main styles. Autocratic, which means you're the boss, you do everything the way I tell you and only. Democratic, you work with your people to help them come together to make their decisions. And then laissez-faire, you leave people entirely alone to make their decisions. Every manager has a different style, and actually may have several styles that come up at different times. There are strengths and weaknesses to each of these. Among the autocratic perspective, an autocratic or authoritarian manager makes all the decisions, keeps the information and decision making among senior level management. The positives here, the direction of the organization will remain constant, and the decisions will be quick and similar. This in turn can project an image of a confident, well-managed business. On the negative side, subordinates may feel they've become dependent upon the leaders and the supervisors, and the style can decrease motivation and increase staff turnover. So if you're an autocrat, all the power resides in your hands. If your style is democratic, the manager allows the employees to take part in decision making, therefore everything is agreed upon by the majority, so your goal is empowerment. The style can be particularly useful when there are complex decisions that require a range of specialist skills. They're also, from the standpoint of the overall point of view, job satisfaction and quality of work often follow as you allow people to participate. The downside, the decision-making process is severely slowed, and the need for consensus may avoid making the best decision for the business. Laissez-faire. Basically, you allow the authority to employees to make their own decisions. So the administrator, the leader in this case, is peripheral and staff manage their own style of business. Positive, the style brings out the best in highly professional and creative groups of employees. Social workers often follow this model. On the other hand, the leader evades the duties of management, and uncoordinated delegation can occur, which can lead to a lack of staff focus and a sense of direction, which may lead to a lot of dissatisfaction and a poor organizational image. So management styles are critically important. There are various management styles that can be employed depending on the culture of your organization, the nature of the work, the experience of the personalities of the workforce, and the personality and skills of the leaders. So if you feel very comfortable with your employees to make their own decisions, as we often do in social services, then you're going to want to allow them some flexibility to make the decisions. But there may be times when you need to be authoritarian, where you need to make the decision. There may be times when it's best to just leave the decisions to the employees themselves. And there may be times when you need to draw everyone together and be as diplomatic as possible, leading to a democratic perspective. All of these are valid perspectives. All are useful. The choice is really yours, but I think it really does kind of depend upon the situation that you're attempting to deal with. This concludes the first of the 3 lectures for the week.